Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Gabby and today we are going to be reading for 24 hours straight. So I haven't done a 24-hour reading challenge in some time now, and the last few times I've done it, I've tried to do it over a period of 2 12-hour days, and honestly I just think that doesn't work for me. I think I kind of lose motivation and lose my mindset of I have to be reading. So today we are just going to be doing 24 hours straight through, or trying to. I might take a little nap because it's already pretty late in the day that we're starting this. I wanted to start it earlier in the morning and it just didn't work out, which is fine. So yeah, I'm so excited to get into this video. I have no idea what we're going to be reading today, but we're just going to do some mood reading, catch up on the bit of slacking that I've done this month and last, and get some good reads in. I really want to get reads off of my physical TBR, so I think that's gonna be our priority. And I've been feeling, honestly, lately, a bit of a reread vibe. Maybe The Hunger Games. Maybe we'll just do the first book. I don't know. That's kind of what I've been thinking. I do have one priority read for this video, and that is Project Hail Mary. I am so intrigued. I've been so intrigued in this book, and now that it is a movie with Ryan Gosling, it's getting such high ratings. I just want to read it. The FOMO is so real, so this is definitely a priority read. I don't know if this is what we should start with necessarily. I think a good one to start with would be The Second Death of Locke. I talked about this a little bit, I think, in my last video, and it's so good. It's pretty high fantasy, and there's a lot going on, a lot politically. And yeah, I think I should read the back because it kind of helped me explain it. That's what I did in the last video. So it says, Gray Flynn has dedicated her life to her mage Kier. She will be his blade on the battlefield, his healer and protector. The deep well of raw power inside her is Kier's to wield. They are bound together by blood and magic, but there is one truth Gray dare not reveal, not even to Kier. When a quest to protect the child of an enemy kingdom pulls them into a dangerous mission, Gray will need to decide what she's willing to sacrifice to protect her secret. For Gray is no ordinary magic well, and if she dies, all magic dies with her. So she is a well, and Kier is her mage. So she harbors the magic, and he wields it. And they're a duo, and you find out some secrets pretty early on about what's going on. There's a lot of political backstory in this book. There's a lot to explain that honestly I don't really completely understand myself, but I've been loving this book. I would love to wrap it up. I'm not very far in. I want to say I'm 190 pages in maybe. So I think this is what we should start with. I'm going to light a candle. I think I'm going to light my almond croissant one, something kind of warm and cozy, and I'm going to put on some ambiance and probably some brown noise. I'm so excited to get some productive reading in these next 24 hours. So let's get in bed and let's start our timer. Let's get all comfy cozy, some nice blankets, and see where the day takes us. Our first book, The Second Death of Locke. This book was so good. We follow Gray and Kier, and they are bonded, and you are not allowed to be bonded. So Kier is a mage and Gray is a well, so she harbors the power and he wields the power. So out on the battlefield, they need to be a duo. And the thing is, because they're bonded, there's a lot that comes with that. So Kier can only use Gray as a well. He can't use any other well, and being bonded is illegal. So they're hiding it from everybody, and their captains or higher ups find out that they're bonded and are kind of well, we won't tell anybody if you go on this mission for us and you deliver this girl who is supposedly the relative from Locke, the last person from Locke of the bloodline. And Locke was an island that randomly went up in flames and nobody knew why, but it harbored and it created all of the power and created wells, created magic, I guess you could say. So this last... Okay, so here is what I am thinking. I really would love to pick up Direbound as a fantasy book. I think it sounds so good to me. I've been really looking forward to picking this one up, even though it's literally huge. That's fine. As I've said, I would love to read Project Hail Mary as well. That's what I'm really looking forward to reading. I don't know. I want to dip my toes in sci-fi more. You know what I mean? I have 2 romance books picked out. This one is Across the Vanishing Sky. This is a relatively new release, and I think this one sounds really good and really cozy. Like, cozy, but also maybe kind of heartbreaking. I don't know. And then I also have Unsteady, which we were supposed to read in our last 24-hour readathon, and I did not do that. So a sports romance would be fun. And then also for kind of some shorter books, we have 107 Days by Kamala Harris. This is relatively short, and I would love to read this as soon as possible. And I also have Will Prescribe You a Cat, which is 4 short stories. What I'm really feeling right now is like a thriller, to be honest, but I don't really have one. I think the only kind of thing I have like that would be Rouge. And this is like supposed to be a thriller, but kind of horror-y and has to do with beauty, I guess. So maybe this is one that we can also kind of keep on our radar. For now, I think what's sounding the most enticing is Across the Vanishing Sky. I don't know. Sometimes I feel so overwhelmed picking out a new book, but this one, I don't know, sounds good. It sounds like it'll be a little bit heartbreaking, a little bit romancy, a little bit thriller-y. So maybe that'll scratch that itch for me, and I think this is what we're going to start. Again, we have 19 hours and 23 minutes left, so let's get to it. I'm so excited. Across the Vanishing Sky by Catherine Cowles. Oh my goodness. I think this is a 5-star. This book, I don't know, the emotion behind it and having an actual interesting plot line with also the romance is just, it was just so good. Also, cover is gorgeous. I actually love the sprayed edges, and I'm a sprayed edge hater. So in this book, we are following Brayden, and her best friend goes missing on a hike. A year after she goes missing, Brayden decides to move to the town where her best friend went missing because the police weren't really taking her case seriously. She's like, I'm gonna do some investigating of my own. She brings her, I think, 8-year-old son, Owen, with her, and they move up there, and she kind of gets introduced to the town, and she meets her grumpy neighbor, Dexter. Now, Dexter's father was a serial killer, I believe. His father had killed 36 women, possibly more, and he runs a little side business of his own, not making any money, but like, whatever, with his 4 other brothers helping to find missing people, but like low-key, like they keep it under wraps. He finds out that Brayden is like, you know, my best friend went missing, I'm so sad about it, and he's like, I'm gonna help you. And all his brothers are like, no, like, we don't take on local cases. And he's like, yeah, but like, this girl is different, like, we have to help her. So they do. And oh my god, the found family, there's so many other things that go into the plot. Like, Brayden is a girl, by the way. I don't know if that was like clear, because obviously Brayden is like typically a masculine name. Brayden's baby daddy basically is like awful and abusive, and you get to know all the townspeople, and I can't wait to read the next one, because obviously it says Starlight Grove book 1. I'm so excited to read the next one. Like, I need more. There are certain characters that I'm like, I need your book right now. I need to read about this couple. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. My only critique, is that it was a little bit cringe in the way that the sun would keep referencing like pop culture, and they were just like, oh, that's just kids these days. Like, I think they said like Riz, they said never back down, never give up, which is that streamer, his thing. He kept saying bruh, but that's not that bad. There was something else that they said that I was like, that's not even what that means. It's not even being used as, oh, doing the most. The son was like, you're doing the most. And the mom was like, don't worry, like, that's a good thing. And I was like, but is it really? Like, I feel like when you say someone's doing the most, that's not a good thing. But I could get over that. I could get over that for the way that this book ended. I don't know plot-wise what the other books are going to look like at all, but I can't wait. I'm so excited. It was so good. I really, really loved it. Okay, I'm kind of going back and forth about what I want to pick up next. I think Project Hail Mary would be so fun, but for some reason I also really, really want to pick up 107 Days by Kamala Harris, and I know a nonfiction political book is not a common choice in a book binging video, if that makes sense, but one of her opening like quotes is literally lyrics from DNA by Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, oh, I want to read it now. I literally do. Maybe this is something I don't know. I want to read it, but I just feel like it's not traditionally a book, a 24-hour readathon book that you pick up. You know what I mean? So I think maybe we'll go with Project Hail Mary. Some that I was also extra considering that I didn't mention earlier is And Now Back to You, and also Bridgerton by B.K. Borison. But I obviously just read a romance, so I think we should read something different. I think this would be fun. I think maybe we should crack open an Alani and get into this, because all I'm hearing is praise. It is 500 pages, just about. I think it's like 492, something like that. So we're gonna have to lock in a little bit, get an Alani, get settled, and I think maybe we'll pick up Project Hail Mary. I also forgot to mention that we have 11 hours and 42 minutes left. So let's get to it. Let's pick up Project Hail Mary. Cheers, my cotton candy Alani. I have finished reading Project Hail Mary. Oh my goodness, I think this is a perfect 5-star. This was so amazing. It was so perfect. I have so much to say. So we are following Ryland, or Dr. Grace, and he wakes up suddenly on a spaceship. He's like confused. He has no idea who he is. He has no idea where he is or what's going on. And he doesn't even know he's on a spaceship at first. But slowly, we kind of go back and forth between his memories coming back and him trying to observe his environment. And as his memories are coming back, he starts to remember what had happened. And basically on Earth, the sun was getting dimmer. And no one could figure out why, until eventually they learned that there were these little organisms that were starting to kind of eat the light from the sun, which put the Earth in great, great danger. The entire Earth kind of came together to come up with this plan, and Dr. Ryland Grace had originally published a paper. He is a middle school science teacher, but before he got into teaching, he wrote a paper where he thought that it was possible that other life forms out in the universe maybe don't require water. And so he was contacted about this mysterious life form that's eating the sun, because obviously if something's eating the sun, it doesn't seem like it would need water to survive. So they had him do his first little research. Long story short, he ends up in space. And he's confused. He has no idea what to do. He's like trying to adjust to his surroundings. And he meets this friend who he calls Rocky. And Rocky is an alien from another world who is in a similar situation. He was sent to this one specific star that had not yet been affected by these microorganisms eating the light, to figure out why this star was unaffected. So they team up together to hopefully find a way to save each of their planets. The ending to this book was everything I wanted to just cry, and I don't know. It was just perfect. It was just so good. Everything. There's so much sarcasm and humor throughout the whole book. Like, he is a really funny character. He's very sarcastic, even in serious situations where he's in, world meetings with these high up people from Russia, China, the United States, and he's like kind of cracking self-deprecating jokes and stuff like that. I thought the whole thing was so good, and I actually did some immersive reading and I listened to the audiobook while reading. That was literally perfect. The audiobook is as good as everyone says it is. It completely is. I think I have to rate this 5 stars. The story was just so good, and now I'm so excited to see the movie. Like, honestly, I can see Ryan Gosling. I didn't picture Ryan Gosling while I was reading this, but I can see Ryan Gosling playing this character so, so well. And I'm so excited to see how they handled that. We only have about an hour left, and truthfully, I have to work tomorrow. So I think we should just wrap it up here. I know, not a full 24 hours again, but I think last time I skipped out on like 8 hours, which is a huge difference. So we had some successful reading. I don't know why my reading has gotten so slow, truthfully, but we read 3 great books in today's video. Honestly, all of these were bangers. Like, I could not have asked for a better lineup of books. Again, we read The Second Death of Locke, which is a romantasy book. We read Across the Vanishing Sky, which is kind of a romance thriller. And then we also read Project Hail Mary, which is a sci-fi novel. So fun. I had a blast. It's time to catch up on some sleep and hopefully buckle in for work tomorrow. But I'm so glad to have gotten these off of my TBR. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and spending the last 24 hours with me. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. I had so much fun doing this little 24-hour readathon, and I will see you in the next one.